What's up, everybody? It's your boy TL. This is your Week 3 fantasy preview. Last week, I had a couple of complaints from my friends. Two people in particular about last week's video. You have to realize I've never done this before, kind of trial and error, and I don't think I know it all. So, if you ever have a criticism, as long as it's constructive criticism, feel free to critique me because I want to put out the best videos as possible. But anyways, I'm going to try a different format. I think this one's going to work a lot better. So here goes. For week 3, I have 5 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 6 receivers, 3 tight ends, 6 kickers, and 3 defenses that I recommend. I wouldn't call all these guys sleepers because some of them don't qualify as sleepers, but I just think that they're smart plays that you wouldn't otherwise think about because, you know, from where I'm sitting, I'll explain each one. We'll start with the quarterbacks. First one up is Alex Smith. I love Alex Smith. He's on the Chiefs obviously now. So far this year, he's thrown 4 touchdowns and 0 picks. He is the picture of basically smart football, not turning the ball over, taking care of the football. He's thrown 2 touchdowns 2 games in a row. This week he's playing the Eagles. The Eagles' defense is porous. Vocabulary word. You like that? So they've been passed on 2 weeks in a row now, and so I don't think it'll be any different for Alex Smith and company. Dwayne Bowe should have a big game. Anyways, moving on to the next quarterback, Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is having a great year so far. They're unfortunately 1-1. They could easily be 2-0 right now. He's thrown 7 touchdowns and 1 pick. That's very good. Crazy thing is that I was looking through my leagues. He is available in 3 of my fantasy leagues. I'm in 9 leagues. He's available in free agency in 3 of them. So for him to be throwing, he has 7 touchdowns, 1 pick. He shouldn't be a free agent. But yeah, I recommend him this week. Also RG3. RG3, they're 0-2. He's had a lot of garbage stats in fantasy, but he's thrown 5 touchdowns, 3 picks, a lot of yards. I think basically I'm a believer in RG3, so I think he's just going to continue to do better. I look at as them having a chance to win the game this week, and I think that, he's 2 for 2 in fantasy, basically. He's had 2 good weeks, so there's no reason not to start him. Next, Cam Newton. Cam Newton's thrown 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Cam Newton is playing the Giants this week. The Giants' defense I'm not impressed with. I think they're a very good 0-2 team. The Giants are 0-2 as well, and so I actually think the Panthers will win that game. And so I look for Cam Newton to have his first, good fantasy game of the year against them. And last but not least, E.J. Manuel. E.J. Manuel, the rookie quarterback for the Bills, they're playing the Jets. I think the Jets aren't very good at all. I think the Bills will beat the Jets, and I'm very impressed with E.J. Manuel so far. He has 3 touchdowns and 1 pick as well. Moving on to running backs. The 4 running backs that I recommend are James Starks, Giovanni Bernard, D'Angelo Williams, and Knowshon Moreno. The reasons for those are Starks came in last week. Lacey had a concussion in the first quarter. He went on to rush for like 130 yards and then had another like 30 yards receiving. Monster day for fantasy. Hopefully the Packers coaches aren't idiots and they just let him play the rest of the year because obviously he can do that. He can take the full workload. So I love him as a pickup in fantasy. Giovanni Bernard, I drafted him in several leagues. This is the first game that he showed what he's able to do. I think that he should get all the snaps. I'm not a big fan of his backup. Was it Green Ellis? So Bernard finally got his breakout game against the Steelers. So hopefully they give him more of the load from now on. Kind of hesitantly, but I have him. I'm just going to keep him, until they give him more of the carries. D'Angelo Williams, as I said, they're playing the Giants. He is the only running back. Stewart's out right now, so he should have a good game. The Giants' defense has holes. And last but not least, Knowshon Moreno. I live in Denver, Colorado now, so I hear a lot about the Broncos. The reason that he's such a smart pickup and play is because he had a good week this week, right? He had like a touchdown, close to 100 yards rushing and some yards receiving. The reason that he's a no-brainer as far as playing is because he's a good pass blocker for Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning's left tackle, Ryan Clady, just got hurt for at least 8 weeks. So they need guys like him and Joel Dreesen in the lineup to make sure Peyton, stays on his feet. So he's a smart play. Going on to receivers, 6 receivers. Josh Gordon from the Browns, Simpson from the Vikings, DeAndre Hopkins, Marlon Brown from the Ravens, Rod Streeter, and Cordarrelle Patterson from the Vikings. Starting with Gordon for the Browns, he had a 2-game suspension, so he's back now. We will be losing to the Vikings, so we'll be throwing a lot. I think Campbell will be playing quarterback, which kind of sucks. But Gordon should have stats. Him and Cameron both should have stats this week. Simpson and Patterson, both from the Vikings. Like I said, Joe Hayden's going to guard Greg Jennings. So whoever else there is, they're going to produce because our other cornerbacks suck. So Simpson and Patterson, one of the two. In the past it's been Simpson, but now they're saying they're going to give Patterson more looks or more plays. So we'll see. DeAndre Hopkins, he's an emerging star. He was quoted as saying he can be better than Andre Johnson, which, slow down. But he is good, and I think that he'll have a very good year the whole year. He's had a very good week last week for fantasy, and I think he'll continue. Marlon Brown, same thing. He scored against the Browns, just like I said he would, and I think he'll have a pretty consistent year as well. And last but not least, Rod Streeter. Rod Streeter I recommended last week, and he only had 40 yards. He did lead the team in receiving. Terrell Pryor doesn't have that good of an arm, but the thing is, they're playing the Broncos this week, and the Broncos are going to slaughter. Yeah, I said slaughter. Slaughter the Raiders. So they're going to be behind. They're going to have to pass. So even if Terrell Pryor is 15 for 40, he's going to pass a lot, and so Streeter is going to get a lot of targets. Moving on to tight ends, I have Cameron, Finley, and Gates. Jordan Cameron, he's been consistent for the Browns 2 weeks in a row. Like I said, we're going to be passing a lot, so another good week for him. Finley, for the Packers, I said he's going to have a breakout year. He's proved me right so far. More of the same this week. And Antonio Gates has looked like old Antonio Gates, which is very nice. He looks healthy, good to go. Kickers, the 6 kickers I have this week are Zerline from the Rams, Josh Brown from the Giants, Randy Bullock from the Texans, Matt Bryant from Atlanta, Carpenter from Buffalo, and Vinatieri from Indianapolis. And the 3 defenses I have this week that are sleeper defenses is Carolina, Buffalo, and Denver. Denver's kind of a no-brainer, playing Oakland, I get it, Monday Night Football, but Carolina and Buffalo, like I said, Carolina is a very good 0-2 team. They can beat the Giants, and Buffalo's playing the Jets. The Jets are horrible. But anyways, that's all I got for this week. Good luck. Go Browns. Take it easy.